Thomas Tuchel, happy to achieve Chelsea target and reach Carabao Cup final after Spurs triumph. Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel has admitted that he is pleased to reach the Carabao Cup final with victory over Tottenham Hotspur in the semi-final. Speaking to the press after the match via Football London, Tuchel admitted he is happy to reach the final but that it is no less than he expected as Chelsea targeted a Wembley appearance. When asked about how he feels to have reached 3 cup finals, FA Cup, UEFA Champions League and Carabao Cup, in under 12 months at Chelsea, Tuchel said, "Good, because that was the target. When you go to the semi-final, of course, everybody wants to get to the final. We are very happy because Wembley is waiting, full house, cup final, this is where you want to be as footballers and coaches. This was the target and now we are there. Hard work and 2 good matches were needed and we did the job." Tuchel was left frustrated despite the victory, believing that Chelsea were playing with fire after gifting Spurs several chances to equalise in the second leg. The Blues manager went on to claim his side only worked at 85% of what they were capable of. "I'm pretty sure we would have stepped up if they would have scored. Every goal has a reaction to it. We were like 3-0 up and there was no need to play with 90%, 85%, but we did. Chelsea will have to improve if they are to lift the trophy against Arsenal or Liverpool in the final at Wembley on February 27. Thomas Tuchel praises Malang Sarr as Chelsea triumph over Tottenham. Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel has hailed his young centre-back Malang Sarr for his adaptation to playing at left full-back in his side's 1-0 win over Tottenham on Wednesday evening. The German tactician decided to rest Marcos Alonso at left-back against the side's London rivals, trying out Sarr in the position instead. Speaking after the game, Tuchel addressed questions asking him whether Sarr may be a potential solution to solve their left wing-back troubles. "We did not play wing-backs, but for me, he can play a full-back in the position like today," he said, as quoted by Football London. "He can play centre-back and in the left position of a back three. That's where he is at the moment, he deserves to play. He has played well when he was needed. I think he is very aware of his role, this is where he started and from there he takes what he can get. He needs to work hard, stay humble. Nothing more. There is no need for further promotion, he is doing good, he is solid and he is consistent and that is what we need." Tuchel also went on to reveal the reason he opted to play with a back 4 against Spurs instead of the normal back 3. "Of course, today we used it again for the build-up but defended in a back 5. It's good to have these options but it needs to fit into what we expect and which spaces we expect to find. We will decide from match to match." Chelsea's Antonio Rudiger rubbishes transfer rumours amid PSG and Real Madrid interest. Chelsea defender Antonio Rudiger has rubbished transfer rumours linking him with a move to Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain upon the expiry of his contract. The 28-year-old's current deal at Stamford Bridge expires at the end of the season, with him free to talk to overseas clubs from January onwards. Speaking to Sport Bild via Sport Witness, Rudiger has opened up on rumours linking him with a departure from Chelsea. When asked about the media speculation surrounding his future, Rudiger said, "In the case of transfer rumours, it is well known that the media always like to add a little more salt and pepper to make the headline a bit more explosive and bigger. We still have a lot to do at Chelsea this season, and my full focus at the moment is on the City game. My agent is currently taking care of everything else." This comes after reports stated that the German has his heart in 2 places, London and Madrid, as he looks to reject an offer from PSG to move to France. PSG have reportedly made a contract offer to the defender but this has fallen well short of his demands, leaving him with the possibility of staying at Chelsea. Thomas Tuchel confirmed that Chelsea are still negotiating with Rudiger for a new deal. "As I understand it, we are in communication with him. The club are in communication. He is aware of what I demand, how I appreciate to work with him. The level which he is playing is still super high and outstanding. It remains to be seen as to what the future holds for Rudiger, who finished the interview by stating that we will hear from him once he has made his final decision. Accordingly, you will not hear from me until the day of the final decision." Aurelien Tchouameni will not leave Monaco in January amid Chelsea interest. Monaco midfielder Aurelien Tchouameni will not leave his club in January, amid plenty of interest from Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea, according to reports. The French international has been linked with the West London side for a while now, but Thomas Tuchel believed he would need another season's experience in League One before moving to the Premier League. Having featured 19 times in League One this season for Monaco, Tchouameni has attracted attention from a number of clubs across Europe, including the likes of Manchester United and Juventus. As per L'Equipe, via Get Football News France, Tchouameni will not be moving away from his current side in January amid interest from several European clubs. The 21-year-old's current contract runs until 2024, although with building interest from many, it is unlikely that he will see it out at Monaco until then. Chelsea's Conor Gallagher, who is away on loan at Crystal Palace until the end of the current season, is another of Thomas Tuchel's options to fill in at midfield from the summer of 2022 onwards. The young Englishman has been attracting interest from plenty of clubs for his offensive play this season, having registered 6 goals and 3 assists in his 17 Premier League appearances so far in 2021-22. Another midfield option is West Ham's Declan Rice, who spent several years in Chelsea's youth system and has been linked with a move back to West London in recent seasons. Ralph Hasenhuttl wants Chelsea's Armando Broja to stay at Southampton. Southampton boss Ralph Hasenhuttl has confirmed that he'd like to keep Chelsea loanee Armando Broja to stay with his club next season after an impressive loan spell on the South Coast. The forward scored in his first 4 home starts for the Saints, beating a record previously set by Chelsea's Diego Costa. And speaking to the press after Southampton's victory over Brentford, via Hampshire Live, Hasenhuttl confirmed he'd like to keep Broja beyond the end of his current loan spell. When asked if he will talk to the owners about keeping Broja at St Mary's beyond the end of the season, when his loan deal expires, Hasenhuttl said, "Yes, sure. He likes it here, he loves it here. It would be great if he was our player. He wants to be with us, I think. You can feel this at every moment. The fans love him also, this is good." The Albanian international impressed for Chelsea in pre-season but was granted a Premier League loan move in the summer, which is now paying off. Broja is receiving regular game time at Southampton and showing his worth, therefore it is difficult to see a world in which Chelsea let the forward depart once again next summer. The forward was reportedly set to replace Tammy Abraham in the Chelsea side following his summer departure to AS Roma, but the arrival of Romelu Lukaku caused the Blues to have a change of heart. Next season, Broja could return to Thomas Tuchel's side to provide competition for Lukaku. Chelsea recall Kenedy from Flamengo loan amid injury crisis. Chelsea have recalled Kenedy from his loan spell at Flamengo amid an injury crisis which has seen Ben Chilwell and Reece James ruled out for several weeks. Chilwell will miss the end of the season with an ACL problem as Kenedy returns to the club, having previously played at left wing back. Several sources have reported that the Brazilian will return to the club, but his role upon landing in England is unclear. Goal Brazil broke the news, stating that Chelsea have recalled the winger from his loan spell at Flamengo. This was supported by Calendar Flamengo, who reported that Kenedy will return to Stamford Bridge Wednesday night after Flamengo failed to reverse the situation to keep the Brazilian. Thomas Tuchel's side have won the arm wrestle to bring the player back. It is believed that Flamengo fought to keep Kenedy at the club, but Tuchel wanted to bring him back to be part of the squad. However, these reports were contradicted by other sources as Jacob Steinberg believes that Chelsea have an option to recall Kenedy from Flamengo, but he is not coming back to provide wing-back cover. He would return to find a different loan as he is not playing enough. It remains to be seen as to what role Kenedy will play upon his return, with another loan move possibly on the horizon. Things will become clearer in the next few days as he is set for a Chelsea recall. Juventus eye up Chelsea's Ruben Loftus-Cheek as Arthur replacement. Chelsea midfielder Ruben Loftus-Cheek is under the watchful eye of Massimiliano Allegri's Juventus, who are looking for a replacement for Arthur Melo, according to reports. The Italian side bought Arthur from Barcelona in June 2020 in a deal that saw Juventus cough up €72 million, plus €10 million in variables, as well as Miralem Pjanic, who made his way to the Catalan giants in exchange. Since moving to Turin, Arthur hasn't had the easiest of rides, suffering an injury in his right leg in the summer of 2021 that saw him out of action for 3 months. As reported by Gianluca Di Marzio, Juventus are looking to offload a player in their midfield and Arthur may be the one to have to make way. The report states that Chelsea's London rivals Arsenal have come calling for the Brazilian international, but Allegri's side are not convinced by their first offer and are instead preparing for alternatives. If Arthur or another Juventus midfielder were to leave the club, Allegri has his eyes set on Loftus-Cheek in their stead as a suitable alternative.
That is all Chelsea News today. If you like the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much. Goodbye and see you by tomorrow news.